Hello everybody and welcome to the South African Medico Legal Reports WhatsApp channel. The WhatsApp channel is the hub really of the work which we do with the South African Medico Legal Reports. It's the way that we communicate with you as a primary means. We like WhatsApp because we can communicate quickly and efficiently, and we can also send more than one WhatsApp in a day. We find emails are outdated, people don't tend to read them, and they're actually a bit intrusive. So we will, during the course of this week, we're going to be doing daily WhatsApp videos. The reason being that we've reached an important milestone in the Medico Legal Reports. I mean, we launched on the 26th of January 2025, and we have now entered into a collaboration with the South African Medico Legal Association, Samla, well known to many practitioners. Very well established, very well respected organization, and we're absolutely delighted and very proud to announce that we've entered into this collaboration, and that for the month of March, if you are a Samla member, you will get full access to our online materials except specialist training. You will, however, also get a 20% discount on any products which you wish to purchase, whether that be books or specialist training. But I'm sure you'll find over the next few days and weeks that there's going to be a lot of very useful information provided in this collaboration. Just to mention that the South African Medico Legal Reports' main intention is to provide medico legal information which is practically useful at a cost-effective price, so that we add real value to your practice as practitioners. There's a lot of content out there that people don't know about that can add tremendously to expert witnesses, attorneys, and advocates. We believe that we really zero in on that content, and accordingly we can bring you up to speed with what's happening on a technical side, and also as far as developments and some networking, understanding the general layout of the medico legal profession in South Africa. So during the course of this week, we're busy with our onboarding process with the Samla members. We've got over 1,500 subscribers that we need to onboard. That does take some time. Most will be onboarded fairly easily, but there's always a percentage of people that we need to work with for one reason or another. Just to mention, please be on the lookout for the South African Medico Legal Reports email. We sent our first email last night. That was Sunday, the 2nd of March at around about 7:30 yesterday evening. Please check for that email. We suspect because of the volume of emails that we send out, we can't help it. The system streamlines some of those emails as being spam. So please check your spam boxes. Please look for that. If you want to take advantage of your membership but you haven't received an email, please reach out to us at contact@samlr.co.za. Linda will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours, and we will help you through the onboarding process during the course of the week. Please don't feel shy or embarrassed to contact us. We all have technical challenges. We have to get used to this new way of absorbing information. We will guide you through the process. Also to mention that we are going to be focusing on Samla for this week and probably into next week as well. But there is a big announcement which we're hoping to make during the course of this week, dealing with a big group of attorneys which we're in advanced discussions with. I can't mention the name of the group, but it's many thousands of attorneys. So we're looking forward to that, and that will be also a very challenging and I think rewarding experiences to get really onto the technical side with the attorneys. And then just the last point, as far as the updates are concerned as to what's happening on the South African Medico Legal Reports activity, we're also putting the finishing touches on the quantum guidelines, which is going to be a review, a totally new take. We'll build on previous works, but a new look at quantifying general damages. There are various sections to the book. I will do a dedicated feature on the quantum guidelines once they're ready and they've gone to print. So we're hoping to get that book to print this week. We're going to once we get it going to print, we'll put the pre-orders up and we'll let you pre-order. But that's been a very exciting project. That's coming to a close this week as far as the writing is concerned. And then we'll see what work we do around those quantum guidelines. We'll probably do some informational work on the quantum guidelines as well, which you will get for free as part of your free package. Then the next section that we're going to deal with is really tips and strategies, and the idea is that on a daily basis to give you some sort of concrete tip that you can take away and apply in your practice. And what we've decided to focus on today is when you're testifying, to watch the judge's pen. Why is this important? What I've found in practice over the years is that expert witnesses in particular, many witnesses, but let's focus on expert witnesses, find it quite difficult to pace themselves, especially in the beginning of their evidence, but all the way through their evidence, and often tend to talk too quickly. And the challenge is to get that pace right, especially when you're nervous in the beginning. Some people tend to babble. That gets you into the wrong state of mind. It gets you into sort of a rushed way of thinking, and it's not what you want. What you want is to slow the whole process down, take it easy, and also allow particularly the judge to absorb what it is that you're saying. And so a very good practical tip is this: when you're testifying, when you start off and your advocate calls you and you're being led by your advocate, get into the habit of addressing, so the advocate asks you the question, but talk to the judge. And while you're talking to the judge, watch the judge's pen. They will almost invariably be making notes. Watch the judge's pen. When the judge finishes writing a phrase an answer that you've given, the judge will look up at you or give you some indication or just stop writing, and you will then know you can continue with your evidence. This is very important because it gets the pace of your evidence right from the beginning, and it'll settle you down, get you into a nice relaxed frame of mind. It also makes you feel that you're a bit in control, because almost as if you're dictating, and you know the judge is keeping up with you. So he or she's not getting irritated because they're not able to catch what you're saying. And there's another very important result of this, is that what happens, it tends to form a bond between yourself and the judicial officer. So that's also very, very useful and helpful. We will then have a look now at, I want to have a look at the expert witness guide, and we will have a look at the very first paragraph of the expert witness guide, and that is under the nature and purpose of expert evidence, which is the first section in the expert witness guide, published by the South African Medico Legal Reports. We're just going to have a look at that general introduction. All right, we'll be working our way through the expert witness guide. You can see that it's quite comprehensive. It gives you what you need to know about the theory and practice of expert evidence. We will be doing quite a comprehensive series of videos for people that have bought the book. Very nice to have the videos to accompany the book. But even if you haven't bought the book, there's a lot that you'll get from these videos. Nice practical content, but with very strong theoretical foundations. All right, so the first topic that I've chosen is a nice introductory topic, is the function of the expert witness. So let's get experts orientated right from the beginning as to what it is that they must be doing, what their role is in court, and once they've got clear direction, it's a lot easier for them to present effective expert evidence. Effective expert evidence, persuasive expert evidence, right? The goal is to persuade the court if you are getting in the witness box. So the first thing is, what is your function as an expert? Paragraph 1.1.2 of the expert witness guide deals with this. The expert witness guides the court. Very important. The expert witness acts as a guide. I will say something in a few minutes about the way that I regard expert evidence, and in my view, the correct way for experts to approach their appearance in court. But let's just go through the paragraph and then I will discuss that in detail. So guides the court to a correct decision on questions which fall within the expert's specialized field. Important concept. We will look at that concept in more detail specifically in one of the future videos. That's the whole question of the expert's specialized field, and one or two pitfalls related to that. But for now, let's just continue with the overall function. To that end, the expert witness has a duty to provide the court with abstract or general knowledge concerning his or her discipline and the criteria necessary to enable the court to form its own independent judgment by the application of the criteria to the facts proved in evidence. Now, it's quite a mouthful, quite a lot there to unpack. And similar to the previous point, we will deal with each of those individual components over the next few days and weeks. But for now, I just want to highlight one thing, that the expert witness has a duty to provide the court with information and then to put the court in a position to form its own independent view. That, in summary, is what that second sentence deals with. But I just want to highlight the question of the duty of the expert. And we will deal with that, what that duty is and how it relates to the duty of legal representatives. And you'll see there's quite an onerous duty on the expert. And that's really the point I want to highlight for now. Okay, and then we've got some authorities for legal representatives. There's authority for the propositions which I've made. But if we look at the third paragraph, in essence, the expert witness assists the court in reaching a conclusion on matters on which the court itself does not have the necessary knowledge to decide. So that third paragraph, I think, is actually worth dwelling on. And here's where I want to make the points that I mentioned earlier. When a judge sits in a criminal matter, he or she can be assisted by one or two assessors. The role of the assessors is to decide questions of fact. And very often those assessors are experienced magistrates or practitioners with a lot of experience within the criminal courts. Criminal courts are a subculture unto themselves. There's a lot of specialist knowledge and a sort of feel for criminal work which a judge who maybe has mainly civil experience or exclusively civil experience wouldn't have. And so the judge sits, and alongside the judge on the bench with two or one assessor. And they sit on the bench with the judge, and they help and they guide the judge on questions of fact. Now, my approach to expert witnesses is that they fulfill a very similar role. They don't sit on the bench with the judge. I think there may be merit, if our system were ever to evolve to this point, in having a specialist assessor in medico-legal matters, but that's certainly not our system at the moment. What we do have is the expert witness going into the witness box and acting as a trusted guide. Now, that means that there is a duty on that expert to conduct himself or herself in a certain way. You cannot just push the agenda of the side that has called you. You have a higher duty to the court. Now, that raises a question in practice of how do you balance the two? You have attorneys putting you under pressure. You have a duty to the court. You want to be independent. You want to be unbiased. How do you do that in practice? We will deal with a general approach in a particular video as to how to balance those two competing pressures. And they're very real pressures, it's particularly at times. Certain attorneys can be more demanding than others, and as an expert you must be able to stand your ground. But in the final analysis, you must be able to advance your client's case with full vigor and with full strength, but at no point should you deviate from your duty to the court. You have to tick both boxes. So that sets us up, as you can hear. That already gets us right into the role of expert witnesses, gets into the heart of what has to happen in practice, and an understanding of the function of the expert witness will greatly assist you in how you approach your expert reports and then, of course, evidence if you have to give that in a particular case. Thank you for your time. I will see you in the next video.